Alright everybody, welcome back. Now, this video is a big turning point in our programming career. We're going to learn about control statements. Alright? There's many different control statements. There's if statements, there's while statements, which is very important. We need to repeat our lines of code. There's the for loop. We're going to be focusing on the if-then statement. Now, right here it says the if-then statement is the most basic of all control flow statements. And if you want to read this little summary here, the link's going to be in the description for both of these. And, yeah, you can go ahead and read that on your own. But that's why you're watching this video right here, so you don't have to, right? Alright, let's demonstrate this if statement. Okay, so if, there's a lot to say about it. There's a lot of little rules, some nicks and necks, but we're going to keep this video short and sweet and simple. So if, start typing that in, it lights up in blue because it is a key word, okay? Now, immediately after that, you're going to have a left parenthesis and a right parenthesis. Okay, so inside this right here will go a boolean expression or a boolean value, which I guess is a boolean expression, such as the word var, right? Var is a boolean variable, so we can pass that in here, and it's okay. Alright, so this can be also an expression which we'll demonstrate later in the video. Now, we're going to use a brace, a matching brace, a left brace and a right brace. That's optional, but I'm not going to explain that. So right now, we're going to stick with it for right now. We're going to just follow my lead right here. We'll explain this in a different video. Like I said, there's a lot to say about this if statement. Let's keep it simple. Okay. Now, if. We're going to call this the argument, okay? I don't know if I can say that in this Java video, only because this documentation doesn't say what the inside of the parentheses are called, but in this case, let's just call it the argument. But I could be wrong in methods, and I'll explain when I get to that when we start talking about methods. Okay. If this is true, I think I have this copied. There it is. I'm going to say passing through. Alright, and then we're going to say terminate. Alright, let's get to the point. Alright, so let's see if this, let's see what happens when we run this. Okay, it just says terminate. It skipped this block of code right here. Why is that? Alright, here it is. If this expression evaluates to false, everything inside these curly braces will be skipped, and the control will pick up right here. Now the control is what actually execute these these statements line by line. So when we actually click run, everything gets set up by this main function, and then well, it's called a method in Java, and it executes line by line in here. Okay. Now if we can actually skip an entire block of code, and we actually have control. What will happen? Now let's turn this into a true statement. So now this is going to evaluate the true. We run, and it says passing through, because because this evaluates the true. Then every single line of code in here will be executed. In this case, there's only one line of code, and that's it so far. So that's the basics. That's the basics of the if statement. Just one more thing. You're typically going to see expressions passed in here. Like this. This is an expression. I guess the other one was an expression too, but we can actually have more complex expressions in here, right? And this will simplify a variable. So now when we run this program, we're not using a variable that takes up RAM, right? It's just going to execute. It's going to execute its process using RAM, of course. And then it's going to execute inside this and this argument inside here. And it'll say passing through. And of course, if we make this a false statement, it's 2 = 5, it'll skip it. So now we have the basics to start making an interactive program, right? And we haven't done that yet. So far, our program's only ran less than a second. A couple more videos, we're going to start giving the user control over our program. Okay? So that's it for the introduction of the if statement. Thank you for watching, and we're going to be using this. We're going to be using this guy for probably forever. Again, thank you for watching, and there's a lot more to pick up.